Plaintiff Sarah Rayverts is suing her ex-boyfriend for unpaid medical bills for their 5-year-old daughter. Sarah accuses the defendant of choosing drinking and drugs over their child and says he even came to the delivery room drunk. Defendant Michael Haywood claims he hasn't been able to see his daughter because Sarah has been keeping her from him for several months. Michael says he didn't pay the medical bills because Sarah refused to tell him why their daughter went to the hospital.
Sarah Rayverts is suing Michael Haywood, her ex-boyfriend, for unpaid medical bills. Tell me why you're here.
Basically, the defendant is a deadbeat dad.
I oppose that. I do anything and everything I can for my daughter, no matter what.
Okay, why do you say he's a deadbeat dad, Sarah?
He has chose drinking and drugs over spending time with his daughter.
When's the last time you saw your daughter?
January of this year.
What?
The plaintiff moved.
Wait a minute, what do you mean? You do everything and anything to see your daughter, and now you're telling me you haven't seen her since January.
Right, Your Honor.
I'll get to you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sarah.
So we dated for about a year in high school. Shortly after we broke up, I found out that I was pregnant.
7 months pregnant. She had told me she was pregnant 7 months along, is when she had told me she was pregnant.
Is that when you told him?
I was about 6 months. And that's when I honestly did find out, when I was about 6 months pregnant.
You didn't know you were pregnant until you were 6 months?
No.
How could you not know?
I didn't have any signs or symptoms, and I'd also had
signs or symptoms. Let's start. I'm sorry. Like that thing that happens every 28 days or so? Did that not happen?
I didn't have regular periods, Your Honor.
Yeah, but for 6 months?
No.
Okay. How old were you at the time?
I was 17.
All right, so when did you figure out you were pregnant?
I made a doctor's appointment. I had also had 2 negative pregnancy tests prior to
What,
going
home
to the
pregnancy
doctor.
tests?
Yes.
We could do a commercial for the good ones. So which is the one that worked?
The one at the doctor's office.
That's a good answer. All right, go ahead.
I gave birth to her August 1st of 2003.
What is her name?
Her name is Kaylee.
Kaylee?
Yes.
Okay.
During the delivery, he showed up drunk. I called him at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, I was not.
Drunk? Not drunk.
No, was not.
Okay. Why do you say he was drunk?
He was throwing up. His eyes were bloodshot. He reeked of alcohol.
In the hospital?
Yes.
Your Honor, this is 3 o'clock in the morning and I had woken
is that
up.
an excuse?
No, I'm saying I had woken up from a phone call saying she's going to the hospital and I drove myself to the hospital.
Drunk?
If I was drunk, I would not have driven a vehicle.
All right, go ahead.
So despite all of that, I let him be in her life. He would come and see her every couple weeks. I lived 30 minutes from where he was living.
Were you working at the time, Michael?
Yes, Your Honor. I was working full-time for a lawn service. I worked full-time during the week, and like she said, I lived 30 minutes away. So I would see her on the weekends, and she'd get real mad at me because I'd work 40 to 60 hours a week, and when I'd go up to her house, I'd be kind of wore out from the week, and I'd fall asleep, and, I wouldn't watch the kid the whole time I was there because...
The kid?
My daughter. Sorry.
And you haven't seen the baby for like 7 months now?
Right, almost 7 months.
And you live 30 minutes away from the mother?
As up until she moved. I have no understanding of where she moved to or what. She would not give me her address.
Would you not give me your address?
I live at the same address that I've lived at for the last 5 years. I briefly moved out and lived...
Your Honor, she had lived in an apartment when she had started letting me see my kid about a year and a half ago.
Why are we here today, Sarah?
I have a medical bill from Kaylee from 2006 that went to a collection agency because I could not pay enough on the bill.
What was wrong with Kaylee?
She had a febrile seizure from an ear infection, and she was rushed to the hospital by ambulance because she had a seizure.
What do you want to say?
I had known of the bill. I did not know the explanation she had just given. She had told me my daughter took an ambulance ride to the hospital, but when I asked why, she had told me it's none of my business because I don't want to be in my daughter's life. So this is the first explanation I've heard of why my daughter was actually taken to the hospital.
Did you not tell him why she was taken to the hospital?
No.
You didn't tell him?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Because he's been in and out of her life and on drugs and drinking.
Why do you say he's on drugs and drinking? Has he been arrested?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you have a criminal
but
record, Michael?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
So why is she saying this? Why does she need to make this up?
Because she wants to explain how she believes I'm a bad father, and I do nothing.
Well, I think you're a bad father. You haven't seen your baby in 7 months, and you're telling me you don't know where she lives. She's saying she lives in the same place for the
Your
last
Honor,
5 years.
she had moved from an apartment that she lived in.
Go to court. Michael.
I'm in court right now. I
What are
have
you
a
doing in
case for
court?
parental allocations. Since she wouldn't let me see my daughter on her own, I'm making it court
You're going
ordered
to court.
where she has no choice. I pay my child support. I do
Does
anything.
he pay his child support?
Yes.
He does.
The order
so where do you
first.
know to send the check? If you're paying her child support, how could you not know where the baby is?
I've been unemployed since September, so unemployment takes it from my
We're
check.
talking since January.
And they send it to the family support registry, and
so
they
you're
send
telling
it
me
to her.
they know where to send it, but they're not telling you.
Right.
What do you think? She's in the witness protection program?
No, Your Honor.
money is going to child support. You're entitled to see the baby.
It's been going to the same place, as she said, for the last 5 years. She had told me she moved, but did not tell me where.
Okay. Go ahead. Talk to me about this bill.
I actually have from the company here, and I have it highlighted.
Okay, let's see it. Did you actually stop him from seeing the baby?
She actually was seeing him, and in January, she had told me that she no longer wanted to see her father.
Come on, Sarah. How old is she?
She'll be 6 in August.
And she says, Mommy, I don't want to see him anymore. Where do you get off making a decision a child should not see the father? You can't make that decision. If he's abusive to you, if he's abusive to the baby, that's one thing. But you can't just say, I'm taking this father out of the baby's life. You have an obligation as the mother, as long as there is no problem, to try to facilitate that relationship. You do not keep a child away from the father, or you can lose custody. Okay?
Okay.
This is the reason why she keeps my daughter from me, is
Why?
because the way she feels about me as a person, or
So what you do, Michael, is you go to court.
I am. I've done anything and everything I can to abide by her rules and how she'd like to do things. And when I'm with my daughter, she is the happiest girl I've ever seen.
All right. You knew about this bill. Did you agree to pay the bill?
No, Your Honor, I knew of it. She had told me she's got a $3,000 bill.
Right.
I agreed to help. I mean, we're both parents of my daughter, so I believe we should split it half and half.
Okay. All right. And when do you want to see your daughter?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd love to see my daughter every single day.
The baby's here. Can we bring the baby out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring her out. You haven't seen her in 7
No, I
months?
haven't.
Is your name Kaylee? How are you?
Good.
How old are you?
5.
5? Is this your mom? Yeah. Who's your dad? Do you know who your dad is? Do you want to look at this man here? Who's this man right here? She didn't see you.
Hi, baby.
Do you know who he is, Kaylee? No? Is that your dad? Kaylee? Do you want to say hello to him or? Okay. You sure? Okay. Just give your mom a hug. Give your mom a hug.
It's okay.
Michael? Talk to me. Why are you crying?
Because I don't believe that's my daughter talking
But it is.
from her own heart. I believe that was what's been told to her. When she was younger, she used to call Sarah's real dad and her stepdad Daddy, until I got her to start calling me Daddy. And we've had the best time when we've been able to see each other. And
But Michael, do you understand that if you're not in a child's life for 7
Yes, I do.
months, that's, she's only 6 years old. That's like an enormous amount of her life.
well, like I said, there's no communication
No,
between the two of
I
us.
don't buy that. Michael, if you access the courts in February, say, I want to see my daughter, I'm paying child support. It may not be a lot, Judge, but I want to see my baby. You're crying today.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a very sad situation. It's partly due to you.
I started my case in March,
Okay.
and this is July, and it's just been stretched
Sarah,
out.
what are we going to
since.
do to facilitate this? We can't let this just sit the way it's
We have a
sitting.
mediation set up on the 22nd
Okay.
of July.
Okay. All right. You've got mediation set up. Kaylee, you want to say goodbye to your dad? Yeah.
Can I have a hug?
Why not, Kaylee? Why not?
Are you mad at Daddy, baby?
She didn't want to see him anymore because he would come and he would
All right,
stay
let's
his
get her out
full
of here
time.
while you say this. Thank you very much. Kaylee, thank you. Thank you very much. Sarah, this is not good. It is unacceptable. You must facilitate the parent-child relationship. Any mother with the right instincts would have turned around to her child and said, Daddy wants to say hello. Any mother would have said that. The fact that you stood there stalwart, stone-faced, and didn't try to facilitate this man in tears, you may be angry with him, but you do not have the right to support that behavior.
But at the same time, I'm the one who's there for her when he doesn't show up.
I don't care. Everybody knows you've got custody. Everybody knows you take care of the baby. This isn't about you and him. Grow up.
No,
this is about a child who will be
that's-
forever impacted by the fact that she doesn't think her dad loves her and her mother is right there with her saying it. This guy's standing here in tears. He may not be father of the year, but you know what? He's got something in there. He's standing in front of me. He's paying child support. You let him see that child. Get it? Now, the issue for the court is very simple. It's whether or not I should award half of the medical bills to the plaintiff because she's saying she paid them. You say that she didn't tell you what it was for. She admits that she didn't tell you what it was for, which is an indication of where your head is. Because any parent worth her salt, any money would tell the father what the medical issues were with the child. Now, it is up to the domestic relations court to make a decision regarding this medical bill. You should be going back to the court of original jurisdiction that said it's to be 50-50 on medical insurance and medical bills. This court doesn't have jurisdiction over that. But let me just say in closing one more thing. This isn't about winning or losing. This is about a little girl. You have to make sure that that child has a relationship with her father. There's no verdict. Thank you.
Why my daughter did that, I believe, is because of what her mother, maybe her grandmother, has told her about me. And there's no reason why my daughter should feel that way towards me. I do anything and everything and love her with all my heart.
I do not tell her anything about her father. She has made that decision all on her own.